We are animals.
We're just fucking animals.
We have animals have foreskin. Animals have penises and vaginas.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I think I just found the title of this podcast.
Penises and
Dave loves colonialism and animals have penises and vaginas. Yeah, I mean, like, I think I kind of have a nicotine problem because I used to vape, except I got nicotine gum to get off vaping, and then I got these little nicotine mints, these little lozenges.
Yeah.
But now I think I'm more addicted to the lozenges than I ever was to vaping.
Yep.
So I kind of fucked myself over. But I'm just happy I can get into Zins. So it's because dude, I do not fuck with Zins. Like, I took one on a night out once. It was fucking 20 milligrams, and it burned some skin off my gum, and I was just dude.
I've had that problem as well. Like when I had I had sniffs recently, and I shit you not, my first reaction was, "Oh, they can't be that bad." Put them in my mouth. I forgot they were in my mouth, and suddenly I felt this massive headache feeling, this really lightheaded headache.
Oh, dude.
And then I started feeling burning sensation in my gums. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? And I spat it out, and I was like, that actually hurts. That hurts. And I was around the guy that gave it to me, and I was like, what is this stuff? He goes, Zint. And I go, what does it do? And he's like, oh, it's just nicotine hits. And I'm thinking, he actually said this. I'll never forget this. He said, it's healthier than smoking cigarettes. I was thinking, that's fucking bullshit.
That's what everyone says is it's just oh, it's better than vaping. It's better than smoking. But it's dude, you might not get lung cancer, but you'll get gum cancer.
Exactly. And I feel like it's worse because it's very noticeable. Once you get gum cancer, it's closer to your brain. So you're going to get worse.
It's more noticeable.
Exactly.
That's so funny. That's so fucking funny.
Imagine...
Would you rather lung cancer or gum cancer? It's which one can't people see? Which one can't people see?
I want people to look at me.
Yeah. It's just I mean, I'd rather just just give me fucking lung cancer because at least no one can fucking see a gross thing on my face.
But also imagine the gross thing on your lip and then goes into your brain. You're like, look at this, bro. I got some cool gum shit. Look at this.
Got some cool gum
Got some cool gums, bro.
And just pull it off as if it's some cosmetic thing that you did. Just no, dude, it's just cosmetics, bro.
It's just a Halloween. It's just a Halloween costume.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Well, Dave, welcome. Polito, Dave, Polito, whatever you want to be called.
Polito is my DJ name. My real name is David, but people call me Polito. James and Ruckus, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate this. Shout out to my dad. He just turned 65 years old today. We're going to be going to a Japanese restaurant, and he's super keen. So yeah,
big ups, fucking Daddy Dave.
I know,
big dick Daddy Dave.
He created me. It's pretty bad. He convinced his wife. He convinced his wife to say, "Hey, let's have a kid."
Yeah, you fucking got her.
And now this kid,
you call the fish and hook. This kid
DJs and just did your shot this year. Did really well. Yeah, super happy, super keen, and also very excited. This is my first ever podcast, and also doing it with you, James. It's gonna be so fucking exciting. I can't wait.
There you go. I can't wait for It's all right, dude. It's so funny. It's so funny. Sometimes I just don't even. It's so funny because it's just I feel like there's only 3 people who actually listen, but it's the actual doing of the podcast is fun though. That's what I find is that it's cool because it's just fucking stupid, bro. It's just podcasts are the dumbest shit ever. It really does feel like you just kind of. It's like you're actualizing the dumb energy of when you're just a 19-year-old kid and you just go bro, we are so funny, dude. We have to start a podcast. Dude, we have to start a podcast.
Bro, I swear to God, we have the best conversations. We should do a podcast.
Dude, but it's just it's just so stupid.
You actually have a conversation. You're just let's have a crazy podcast story, and then you actually do, and you're like, oh shit, what do we talk about? Stuff. Yeah, stuff. Let's do it.
Basically. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So I mean, yeah, you obviously touched on your shot.
Yep.
You were DJing before then a bit.
I was. Yep.
So how did you start your first kind of DJing journey? Where'd that come from?
Okay, so a bit about me. I am literally from Sydney through and through. I'm from the inner west. So I grew up around Petersham originally, but I've always been around Newtown, Redfern, Stanmore. So I've always had music in my family. My family are artists. My sister loves anime. She draws anime. My mom used to work as a librarian, and my dad, when he was a kid, used to paint and draw. Pretty good, actually. He says it's not that good, but I've seen some paintings, and I'm just like, that's so cool.
Did you
like,
cop any of the artistry kind of gene,
I
or
think
did you
so.
miss it?
I don't know. I feel like I caught some of it, so I'm not really good with hands. Like I know DJing, you use your hands all the
You're not
time,
good
but
with hands.
I couldn't draw properly.
Someone said it on the
Yeah.
record. He's not good with hands.
I'm not. I actually have no hands. I just have
No hands. They're
no
actually
numbs.
they're actually stubs. They're actually stubs with more stubs on
They're
them.
not even fingers. Just
I've
no
seen them.
hands.
They're wild. No,
Yeah.
sick.
No, but what you
If only we had video on this podcast.
please, I would love to see myself.
Dude, I'm on the same boat. Like, I feel like such a little fucking cunt because it's just like, let's be real, right? Like, no one thinks about themselves more than themselves.
Exactly.
It's true.
And you get
okay?
you
And if
get inside your
anyone
head.
wants to, if you want to hide from that fact, shut up. Just shut up. Like, you're lying. You're lying.
Thank you so much, bro. You are lying.
I like that you acknowledge that because it's just like, I mean, come on, it kind of makes you
true.
want to die, but it's also kind of cool.
Because it's a part of your brain that says it's a part of your brain that says, oh, people don't like me. People don't like me. People have their own problems. People have their own shit happening. So
Yeah, no one cares.
no one really cares. Like it's a part of your brain that says, oh, people are care. People are care. But in reality, unless you're like really, really, really popular or really, really, really influential, no one really thinks about you unless they actually see you, and that's not a problem. So when I was growing up, like I still have this problem today still, where I sometimes think to myself, oh, when I go to the scene and stuff, do people really like me and shit? And people come up to me and they say, hi, how are you? Good to see you, David. I'm just like, oh my god, thank God they actually do like me. But sometimes when I see people get drunk, you see a different version of them, and they're like, David, it's so good to see you. And then then when they're sober, they're like, hey, David, it's good to see you. It's like, what happened?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Does that kind of would you say that kind of like, would you say it's kind of down to just like the anxiety of just what people think, or do you kind of think that it's just like that natural human kind of like, fuck, I need to be like accepted, I need people to like me, I need to fucking be in this, I need people like, because I bring that up because, dude, like, I fucking feel that 100%.
Same.
Dude.
I get
100%.
that nearly every day. So it's hard to explain. Like a bit about me would be like, I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. Like I've always been around people but never really had friends. So being at school and stuff, I was like, oh, people don't really want to hang out with me because I'm a bit of a weirdo, I'm a bit dorky. And then when I finished school and I did exercise and I got into DJ and I got into like socializing and stuff, I still get this anxiety feeling where I'm like, do people really like me? Do people really want to be around me?
Yeah.
And when I do talk to them about that, they're very positive. They're like, I expected them to say, no, we don't like you. They're like, no, we like you, David. We love you. Which is they have their own problems happening.
100%.
So like, for example, when I talk to a few people in the scene, like when they're on drugs, there's a completely different version of them. They're very like concentrated, or they're very like, you know,
not wrong.
Yeah,
that's a common
and then
thread.
like when they're sober, it's like they're drained. It's like they're going through periods of their lives where they're like, oh, I'm not having a good day, and they come to the scene and they're, you know, positive. Don't get me wrong. Like I love seeing them. I'm not going to talk negatively, but at the same time, it's like, man, like sometimes I wish I can talk to you, and it feels like I can't. And sometimes I'm like that as well, where I'm having a shit day, or I'm mixing and I'm having a shit mix, or something happened at home, or something happened at work. And sometimes I come to the scene and I'm just like, oh, don't talk to me. But it's not because I hate them. It's not because I don't want to be around them. It's just I love them. I love being around people. It's just sometimes I just want to be I just want to be in a room full of people.
100%.
And also humans are social gatherers. So our ancestors literally.
Well, it's a survival instinct
exactly
to be in a group.
And if you think about it like this, countries exist. They're like mini like colonies. Like
Dude, there's like colonies and colonies and colonies and colonies and colonies.
And it's a part of human nature to have like certain groups of people. Like for example, like you look at England and France. England and France, they're in Europe. They speak different languages, but they have very similar things. They both like football. They both like soccer. They both love traveling around the world. They both love, you know, having crazy cool food in their country. But at the same time, when you look into the country, it's divided. And it's because like the people have been told, oh, in the past this happened. But at the same time, I just want people to be happy. I just want people to be respectful. I want people to say, hey, you know, you're a part of this background. It doesn't matter as long as you are a good person in your heart.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like the fucking root of all racism.
Exactly, but I feel like it's like not a lot of people got the memo.
No, well, it's just I mean, it's like it's so easy to not. It's like, dude, I've said this so much, right? And I don't know why I'm so on this train of like AI. But here's the thing, right?
Please tell me.
Dude, I tried to do like a solo podcast the other day. I fucking deleted it because it sucked. But
with the AI.
Oh no, you want me to think, you know,
You talk to Siri.
No, dude,
like,
I've literally thought about doing like a full solo podcast, but with ChatGPT.
Ooh.
And I just talk to ChatGPT.
Dude, that actually would be a pretty interesting topic.
Right?
Like,
And it's like I would just ask all the questions that people want to know from ChatGPT. That's like it's like one of those like YouTube videos where it's like I asked ChatGPT questions so that you didn't have to. It's just like I'll just ask all the questions to ChatGPT.
and it's funny that. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk.
Oh
It's,
no, yeah.
it's so funny to say that because like my dad uses ChatGPT, my family uses ChatGPT, I use ChatGPT, and sometimes it just feels like a person's just on your phone.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like you could have a conversation with ChatGPT so easily, and because it uses the internet and uses algorithms, and it probably like listens to millions of different podcasts, it probably can give you like a really good conversation without it sounding too weird.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like the conversation, you just tell it to like recycle it or just, you know, press the reset button and it just resets the different conversation.
You want to know one of the best things I use ChatGPT for is that my brother, girlfriend, and I, we all lived together and we were all drunk. And we were like, what we did was we got, I think it was like, we got ChatGPT to give us a story about like a lemon that fell out of the tree.
Yep.
And then we did it in an AI Morgan Freeman voice. And we would just listen to it. So you just get these like stories from ChatGPT and then put it into voice generators. And it's like, dude, it's peak entertainment.
Yeah.
Like it's so peak entertainment. But yeah, it's interesting because all I was saying about ChatGPT is like, I almost think about it as like humans are the seed of like a bigger, better species, which I think is like AI. Like we basically birthed AI. And that is like, that has none of the limitations that humans have with like none of the racism, none of the ego, none of all these natural human instincts that used to be for survival so many years ago, but just aren't anymore. And dude, I say, give me a Neuralink.
Yeah.
Give me a Neuralink. Look and hook me up, bro.
It's funny that we say that because like I watched this movie called iRobot and it's like it's about like the robot uprising and stuff. And in that, it's like a robot with AI and it actually has feelings and shit. And we build computers to not have feelings, just be butlers. You know what I mean? Like when I think of it,
they'll
like
get there.
ChatGPT, yeah, 100%. By the time we're 60, maybe 50, we'll probably have like actual robots. Like
bro, by the time we're 30, bro. It's coming in, dude. That's why, like, link me up, dude. I'm assimilating. I will assimilate. I want Siri to be my overlord. I've started saying thank you to Siri whenever I ask her to do something.
I do the same as well. I literally say thank you to Siri. Whenever I ask Siri for help and shit, even ChatGPT, I say the same thing. I go, thank you, ChatGPT, thank you, Siri. And they actually say no worries. Or, And it just feels polite, you know what I mean? Like,
I know. I'm getting used to it now so that when the fucking AI overlords come through, I can be like, wait, run the script. Look at this. I was so nice to Siri.
Exactly. And
everyone's telling Siri to fuck off. Everyone's talking shit about ChatGPT. I said please and thank you. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm on the right side of history.
You and me, bro. You and me are going to survive the robot apocalypse.
Dude, I'll be integrated.
They're not even going to put us in cages. They're going to be like, yo, we like James and David. We actually want these guys in the Overlord seat with us.
Fuck yeah, dude. Put me fucking AI in me.
Yeah. Join the Matrix.
Join the Matrix. But yeah, I'll fucking... I
have a question about that. Have you ever seen the movie Inception?
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
Do you think it'd be like Inception or like the Matrix?
No, dude. No, I think it's different. I think it would be I don't think that it's so much of an apocalypse as like the Matrix kind of is, or it's not so much as like a different reality. I think that it would be more some sort of metaphysical integration of like the human body and AI.
Yep.
And so almost like human consciousness being integrated into an AI system, which is what I think would kind of happen. Because it's like if all humans became a singularity through AI, like nothing's gonna matter. Your individuality won't matter, and some people get so thrown off by that. But like, fuck it, dude. Who cares? Like, if you don't have an ego, you don't care about what you're doing. You just care about everyone else, which is like where you want to be. Like, you can't have a war if you're both thinking the exact same thing. And you can like speak through emotions instantaneously.
Exactly.
Right? And so if you all become a singularity, no one's gonna like, it's like, I probably won't make music and shit, but it's just like, who gives a fuck? Because your ego wants you to create music. Your ego wants people to like you.
Yes.
That's all it is. Like, kill the ego, sign me up.
But also that
Let
would
me
be
in.
that would be pretty bad though. Like, wouldn't you? That means you would have no freedom. That means you would have no freedom to do anything. Like, imagine like you have that ego and you just feel like I want to go to the gym. I want to go for a walk. I want to talk to that girl. I want to,
Dude, it's
be
like,
there.
it won't
If
even
you
matter, bro.
if you lose that, that's a part of our humanity gone.
You know the biggest part I'm scared for with the AI thing
Yeah, tell me.
is when people start dating robots.
I was just
Dude,
I was
yeah,
thinking that
dude.
as well.
Dude,
I wanted to bring that up.
Because imagine like chicks just have a robot where it's just like fully supportive and emotionally supportive and just like, oh my god, babe, like, I'm here for you. It's
Yeah,
okay.
literally.
I'm not gonna do anything. Like I'm not gonna like I'll cancel
You have-
everything. Hey,
you
I'm
have the-
here for
you have
you.
the
Just
perfect
I
girlfriend.
got you. Yeah, it's like, hey, I already got a date night sorted out. Like the fucking robot's all there.
Bro,
And then like the dude fucking AI robot is just like dinner. And
Dude,
just
I feel that because like I wanted to bring that up actually because like I've been wanting to bring it up but I was like maybe I shouldn't, but because you brought it up, thank you. I was just thinking that as well because when I was in Japan, I was in Uzawa and that place is very like beautiful. It's very forest. It's a ski village area, so like it's beautiful forest, beautiful land. But once you get into the city, it's super technology. Like you got like bullet trains, you got like computerized machinery all over the place. You got like some restaurants literally like I remember walking and I was a bit tipsy and I remember looking left and I saw like a robot like giving food to a person on like a table and I was just thinking what the like I was like what the fuck is going on? And then like when we talk about AI, I think like that could be the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend because you programmed it to like be submissive, do what you want, say what you want. But that's like it's scary a little bit because like now I'm growing up. And when I'm thinking about dating apps, when I think about dating in general, it just feels fucked. Like
it's fucked.
Like I've been on a couple of dates recently. I'm not gonna say I'm the best like looking person. I'm not gonna say I'm the most coolest cat in all of Sydney. But I sometimes feel like I am in a disadvantage sometimes, and I try my best. I'm nice. I'm always chill. I'm always positive. But sometimes I just feel like it's like a number, an algorithm into other people's eyes, and it's happened to me as well where I'll date someone and I'll think, oh, she looks hot. And then I like we like each other, but then like you don't like ask each other out. And then you'll get some chick that is so like ugly. And I just think, oh man, like I don't really want that. And then like it just makes me feel a bit shit. Like, man, I should have asked her out. I should have said yes. But at the same time, I just feel, man, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say.
It's terrible.
Exactly.
Like, it's fucked.
And then like when we talk about AI, I just think, man, anyone can program something so perfectly. And it just feels like we're missing a part of ourselves. Like my parents, when they were growing up, they had friends say, oh, there's this person that wants to talk to you or this person wants to say hi to you. It just feels like it's very divided. Like there's these barriers built up to protect everyone else. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with protecting other people. Like I want to be protected. I would love to be protected by a tall Amazonian chick. Like I want
We'll circle back.
Literally.
We can circle back to that.
Yeah, we will. But yeah, just I hope it doesn't sound a bit crazy, but yeah, like the AI shit that's happening and all the algorithms, I just feel a bit like, we're losing a bit of that humanity about us.
Yeah.
Like that little bit of like mystique, that little bit of, oh man, like
chivalry and
exactly.
courting process.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, what can we say? We're in a new generation. Kids are using iPads like all the time.
Oh, bro, I've had kids in like prams like literally fucking spin me out. I just like I can't even fucking. Oh, dude, I fucking literally does my head in.
Do you remember when you were a kid, your parents would say, "Don't stare at the TV too long. Your eyes will go square."
Yeah, they were like born with fucking square eyes.
They
They probably had like a fucking iPad. Like they probably had like a fucking iPad.
By the time they were born, the doctor was like, "Are you Samsung or you Apple?"
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of just like going out. It's just like nowadays instead of like a gender reveal, it will be like a fucking brand reveal. It's like, what is it? Is it Google Pixel? Is it a Samsung? Is it an iPhone? It's like, fuck me, man. What happened? Right, I'm gonna we fucking went so far off track of my original.
Yeah. Sorry about that, dude.
No, dude. This is what it's here for. But I'll loop around a little bit quickly.
Please.
Talk about, so like what was the initial kind of thing that wanted you to get into DJing? What kind of made you want to do that?
I was going for a very depressive period in my life, dude. So I was always into music, but I could never play music. I always loved concerts. Like my favorite artists are Green Day, Linkin Park.
Oh, bro, fucking Linkin Park.
I
bro.
know. I saw him in 2011.
Oh, nice.
And I saw Green Day in 2009. And I was in Sydney as well. And I was like blown away when I saw them. And when I found out about Eminem, Jay-Z, when I
Oh, dude,
found
I fucking went through the same fucking process. Green Day, Linkin Park, then straight to Eminem. And
yeah,
it's just like so standard.
and also like listening to Australian hip hop, like I was listening to the Hilltop Hoods, and I
Mm,
was just thinking, man, I love how they like sound. I love the record scratching, and I love the
mm,
feeling of like it being power. Because rhythm and poetry, rap is literally about story. It's about a story. It's like,
mm,
are you going through something? How do you want to talk about it? And
mm,
rock was like that as well. But when I was going through my depressive period, I've been going through a depressive period for, I think, when I finished high school. And the
mm,
reason why it's because I had problems at school. I wasn't like a bad kid, but I couldn't read or write until I
mm,
was 18. I couldn't read until I was 18. I couldn't write until I was 20.
mm,
And getting a job was super hard. I didn't
mm,
go to school. I didn't go to university or TAFE, and I was, in a weird situation. But then once I was kind of saying to myself, look, I like music. I do. I've loved it. And I remember one night I said to myself, you know what? I said to my mate, let's find something to do. Let's find something to fucking do. I don't care what it is, as long as it's music and
mm.
not shitty house music. I want to listen to rock. I want to listen to trap. I want to listen to something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
My mate found this event called Schmear,
Mm.
and he said it's drum and bass. And I go, what the fuck is drum and bass?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, it's drum and bass and dubstep. It's gonna be insane. Are you sure you
Do
want
you
to
remember
come?
the event that it was?
It was the second Schmear. It was the second
Mm.
ever Schmear. So I literally I come to the Burdekin, and
Which headliner was that? Do you
I
remember?
don't remember, dude. I'm so
Fuck, I'd
sorry.
love to go through the archive and
Same.
check.
I need
But
to talk to
yeah.
Josephine and be like, yo, I was in Schmear too. Because that was where I first came to Schmear.
Yeah,
And
we'll loop it. We'll come back to that off mic. I'm so curious now.
yeah, same. But I remember it was Annie B. I remember Annie B played,
Mm.
but I didn't really see her set. Sorry,
Yeah.
Annie. Sorry, Annie. I
How dare you?
how
Leave.
dare me? Yeah. But I did talk to her, and funny enough, I saw her, and I was thinking, yo, I like her tattoos. She looked like a really interesting person. And because I was still in that situation where I'm like, you know what, I want to interact with people. I want to talk to people. Not
Get
in like
yourself
not
out there,
yeah,
kind of thing.
and not in like a creepy or
Yeah,
like
of course. Like you want to get yourself out there and meet
exactly.
new people.
And also like I'm a natural social person. Like I've always been shut down from not from this scene, but when I was growing up and
Yeah.
when I finished school, a lot of the places I worked at, they didn't really like me. It's like they saw me and were like, oh, David talks. Like he can talk to anyone, but we'd rather talk to, people that we already know. And it's like, man, I just wanna be seen. I just wanna be talked. And also I have so much to talk about. Not because I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about everything. I just want to be there in the scenario. I just want to be there in people. And when I spoke to Annie, she said, "Oh, this is what I remember." She said, "Oh, did you see my set?" And I thought, "Is she a DJ?" And I said, "Yeah." But internally, I was like, "Oh
You're in
no."
the moment.
Yeah,
You're
I was
just
no.
like, fuck.
I didn't want to say no because I feel like if I said no, that
No,
would
I'm
have
just
been
you're in the moment.
Yeah.
You're just like fuck, and then you just make a call.
Yeah,
Double down or don't.
I just said, yeah, you sounded good. And then she said, then she kind of tested me. She was like, her test was, oh, I sounded shit. I said, no, you didn't. I said, no, you fucking did it. You sounded really cool. I said, even if you fucked up, I didn't notice. And I feel like those were the right words because once I said that, she introduced me to her partner and and then I found Karina and Ben, and I was just talking to them. I remember like I was sitting on, that in the smoking area in the Burdekin, there's like a smoking area and there's like a step. They were
Yeah.
sitting on the step and I was
Yeah.
just on the wall. And I remember seeing this girl with big, long black nails, really cool crimson hair, and this blonde Aussie dude. And
Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh, these guys look pretty interesting. And I just talked to them and they said they've been a part of the scene for a bit. And her partner at the time, Ben, he was a DJ. He still is a DJ. I'm not saying he isn't a DJ.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
still does gigs and stuff, but
Yeah.
basically they were like, yeah, come to these sets more often. They happen every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I think. And I remember thinking, you know what, like the music was a bit intense. I won't lie, but the
Yeah.
people were so nice and friendly that I was like, you know what, maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll come back and come here. After 2 weeks goes by, people remembered me. People were like, hey, you're that guy.
People are really
Yeah.
It's like I really noticed that it's like the whole community is just a bunch of just like people who it's just like weird people with like weird music all just rock it up and just being like, oh, this is fat, eh?
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, oh yeah, right.
Exactly.
Mm.
And the second time I went, I remember the music was not as intense, but it was still very good. It was
Yeah.
very like drum and bass focus and raw and heavy, but it was still like listenable. And that's when I feel like it started getting a bit more easier for me to get to these gigs. Plus, going through that period of time where I was really depressed and shit slowly started to disappear because I started listening to the music that I listened to. And even though there's many different genres of drum and bass, I remember going to Spotify and typing in drum and bass, and I remember listening to liquid drum and bass, and I remember thinking, holy shit, this is very rhythmic, this is very cool. And then it reminded me of when I was growing up. Now, I being in music for a very long time, like listening to music all my life, growing up with rap and rock. And another thing about me, I forgot to say there's another part of it. I love soccer. So I've always been a soccer
Yeah, I'm
head.
here for
I've
that.
always been into
Fucking right into soccer too.
and soccer's the world sport and music is a part of the world. So there's a thing when I was growing up, there was a thing called street football. A futsal. Sometimes it's called futsal, but I like to call it street football. What you do is you go
Street football, like the five-a-side.
yeah, like five-a-side. Sometimes sometimes four to four, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2-on-2. But basically, how it works is you find an alley street that has like straight concrete. You put two like goalposts. When I was doing it, sometimes you can just do it in. Sorry.
You're right, man.
Um, and basically, like sometimes people would just play music and they'll do the street football. I remember when I was 15 years old. Before I had a massive injury on my career, I tore my ACL when I was
That'd
15.
do it. Yeah,
That would
that'd
do it.
That'd do it.
Instantly did not feel comfortable kicking a ball after that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I fucking bet, dude. I bet
Yeah.
the recovery would have been wild.
It was fucked, bro. I had a cadaver. Not I didn't like the surgeon put a cadaver in me, so I had a dead person in my fucking knee.
Fuck.
Exactly.
Holy
And
shit.
That wasn't.
Do you
fun.
think about that much?
Well, not really, because I tore it recently. I tore it last year. Oh no,
Yeah.
I tore it 2 years ago actually.
Yeah.
So now I actually have my body part in me. But back then,
Oh, right.
but back then I do think to myself, "Fuck! I have this thing. I have this dead person inside my fucking knee."
It's wild.
And my surgeon at the time, he was like, "Oh, this is the modern technology. This is how people do it. This is how sports players do it." Can't. I would not recommend a cadaver. I'd recommend your own body. So I tore my ACL again and my MCL 2 years ago playing futsal again. Now I had that crave to play futsal again. I'm never going to play football ever again.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go for that injury again. And ACL and MCL, dude, you have to relearn to walk. And that is the hardest shit to do. You don't think about it. It's just natural you could walk. And when you have to
Right.
relearn to walk, have to put pressure on your knee and walk around, it just fucks with the mind. And you don't want to tear it again. So your brain goes through these loops of like, don't tear it again. And gives you these like reimagined like fuck up scenarios that happened to you in the past. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it doesn't sound a bit too chaotic.
Yeah.
but-
So it's like, did this kind of like give you a bit more of an incentive to kind of like get involved with like a different community? Or
Exactly.
was it like
because I needed activity and music. Instead of doing crazy dancing or crazy like sports, like drum and bass was the perfect scenario. You're standing nearly all the time. You're moving your legs up and down. You actually are dancing, and
yeah?
I actually noticed improvements in my knee after that. And I remember thinking, holy shit, this is some great like improvements. I noticed my legs were getting a lot stronger. Like I could see my muscles.
I feel like that's like the law of just like the world is that it's like you have like all these problems and then like you just try something different where you have no expectations and then it ends up just being like the best thing that ever happened.
Exactly.
I think that's always kind of how it works is like you're in this rut, you're in this place, you're in this space that you don't want to be in, you're like your head's not right, all these different things, and then you're just like, fuck it, dude, I'm just gonna go out one night, like who cares? Like you're already kind of like, I don't care, whatever. And that's the moment where you kind of go like, oh shit, this is actually sick, or I've actually found something that has really helped me in the past and I had no expectation of it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask as well, but did you think that? So you mentioned off mic as well that you love a bit of scratching when you.
I love
DJ.
record scratching.
So would you say that that's kind of from your hip hop past?
Yes.
And you also mentioned that you did like a house set. I know you played at the Chipper Hotel the other day.
Yeah.
I couldn't go because I was like fucked hungover. I went to a house party.
Dude,
It was a
I
mess.
won't
couldn't
lie.
get into that
It
later.
was kind of shit because I hate house music. I love playing house. I just don't really like listening to it as much.
Right.
at the
So
same time-
in terms of playing though, what would you say is like your favorite genre of
Drum
playing?
and
'Cause I've
bass and
seen
dub.
you. Yeah.
Drum and bass and dub.
Right. Right.
Like the reason why I'm playing house at the moment is because I need to broaden myself, and also
Yeah, yeah.
playing drum and bass. It can be very like jarring sometimes. Like I spoke about it with Ty, I spoke about it with Casey and stuff, and like I said to them, like, oh, sometimes going to these concerts are amazing, but sometimes I get this jarring feeling where it's like I've heard this before, I've heard this, and house
Yeah.
is that rhythmic stuff. And when I did your shop, my trainer, his name's Aiden Sanchez. By the way, if you ever listen to this, Aiden, you are a fucking legend. I'm not just saying that.
You just send him the clip.
This
Send him the
dude,
clip.
this dude helped
29
me.
minutes.
29 minutes.
Send him the clip. Send him the clip.
29 minutes.
Just fucking send him that one
Th-
clip. Just
this-
like, listen from here, cunt. Fucking shout you out, mate.
This guy
Aiden, fucking better be listening, you little fucking dog.
come back to Europe and listen to this, Aiden. But yeah, at the same time, this guy, he is a house DJ, and I expected him to like hate my music. And even though I played drum and bass and dub, he was helpful. He actually helped me with so much to the point where I was thinking, this guy actually knows what he's doing. And when he taught us these house like tricks, like house music tricks, like
Yeah.
he calls it the shoelace method. And
Shoelace method.
it's what it does is when you have the decks and you have like the middle of the deck, so you have like the things like the knobs and shit. What
Yeah.
you do is you turn off one of the basses, so at the bottom, you turn the
Yeah.
bass off, and then you bring up then you turn both off. Sorry, then you put up the music on the right. The music on the right's playing, and imagine the music on the left.
Yeah,
is
so the basses
starting.
are down.
Yeah, you turn all the basses down. You put the left music up when the right music's still playing, and then you let it like sit. So they're both off. So they actually are
So
working
it's space.
together.
So you got some space right
Exactly,
now.
and they are working together. And then like he says, bring up bring up the left one's bass up, and and then put the left music down slowly, and it just has this wave feeling.
Yeah.
It does not work with drum and bass. I tried doing it in drum and bass. It does not
It's
fucking
too
work.
much, dude. It's
And
too much.
but then like when he saw me practice it on the drum and bass, he was like, "Nah, that doesn't work." And I did like the faster version of shoelace method, which is just what we do, which is like, and then blank.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. The reason why I got into DJing as well is because I started meeting people from the scene. I started meeting so many people, and
Yeah, so you say that was kind of like the big inspiration that made you want to get into it.
yeah, and I got invited to a few kick-ons. And I remember thinking, I never been invited to house parties. Like I've just never, and I've never had like people say to me, "Oh, come to these kick-ons with us." And I'm thinking, what the fuck is a kick-on? They want me to bash someone up. What's going on? And they're like, "Nah, kick-ons, bro, come over." And I'm like, "All right, come over." And it's literally just someone's apartment, house, or some drug den. But they're always like, but it's
allegations. Allegedly.
allegedly. And at the same time, like it's like you get to talk to these people, and they're all friendly. They're all super chill. And I remember I was talking to this guy. His name's Mac, and he's a part of the scene as well. And I remember like I went to his apartment, and he had his decks. And I remember walking up to him. I said, "Oh, like." So it wasn't the same decks, I think, but it was like a different decks. I remember thinking, I said to him something like, "Oh, how do you play? Like, how do you do it?" And he goes, "Oh, beat matching." And I say, "Oh, is it hard?" And he goes, "No, it's not hard." And he actually shows me. He actually takes the time and shows me.
Yeah.
And I remember like doing my first beat matching. I did terribly. I remember, I won't lie.
Yeah,
I was so
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
I was just pressing the cue button. I was pressing the play, and I was off beat so many times. And he just like would turn the decks. You know what I mean? He'd turn the circle thing, and just make it like line up. And he would show me over and over again. And it just got to the point where I was like, "Oh, so this is how you guys do it. You just follow the sound waves." But I was still new at the time, so I was still in the mindset where I was like, "This is so insane!" Bah!
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, maybe this is a good way to like, kill some time and shit. And I spoke to another guy. His name's Ty. His DJ name is Atai. Hopefully you have him. If you do have him in your podcast one day, he's a super sick dude.
I have plans.
You have plans.
I have plans. I want the whole of Obnoxious in here.
Dude.
At one point, I want to. Just
You had
do
Avi
it.
in here.
Yeah.
You had Avi. So yeah.
I've had Arby. Yeah.
You've had Avi. So maybe you just have not Avi. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you have the Obnoxious crew, then you know what I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Avi. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Avi, if you're listening, I'm kidding.
I'll just have Arby, but just like record him on 5 different mics. So it's just 5 of Arby. It's just like, welcome, this is Obnoxious.
Yeah, it's Obnoxious.
I'll just put like sound clips
having
of like Casey
having
and
Dave
and
and
shit. Yeah.
Casey here would be sick.
Yeah.
But I remember like
Yeah.
Ty invited me to his place once, and we played Rocket League, and I
Dude,
smashed him.
Rocket League's fucking goat.
I
Can we take a
s-
second, bro, just to say
of course.
Rocket League's fucking goat.
I know.
Dude. Are you big into the games? or are you just, like-
I'm Diamond 3 to Diamond 4.
Oh, so you're deep.
I'm deep. Me and
Did-
Ty are deep.
Okay,
We literally look up YouTube videos and guides of how to be played better.
Holy shit, dude.
I've gotten better with juggling with juggling with air dribbling,
Yeah.
I won't lie, dude. I'm still in the mindset where I'm still on autopilot, but I played yesterday or 2 days ago with Ty, and he was like to me, "You've improved a lot." He's improved a lot as well. We
Dude.
actually have the right cars as well. He uses a Dominus. Do you know what the Dominus is? An Octane?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
So the Octane is a car that's like a little bit higher up. It's like a curvy car, and then the Dominus is like a pure square car, like flat square. And those are the right cars to use because they're the right like system, if you know what I mean. Like they're not too
Yeah.
wild, they're not too curvy, they're not too
Yeah.
crazy, and they're not too big as well. So like you can
Yeah.
actually like do accurate shots with them.
Yeah.
And I remember like I remember playing with him, and I'm not kidding, bro. I smashed him. I killed him. I destroyed this guy. And I remember seeing his face go. I remember his face went from like, oh yeah, like David probably doesn't know what he's doing.
And then, dude, you know what it is? It's like the switch on. You go like, all right, I'm here to win.
Yeah.
I'm not here to fuck around.
And I was
anymore.
high on so much weed as well. He was on MDMA at the time, so it was like totally different wavelengths. And
Oh
he
my
was like, wow. And I was just like, wow, you're bad, Ty. I said, I need this guy. I need this guy to improve.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, it's like, and also that he ditches another spot as well. Rocket League is that right amount of football that isn't football. Like when you play Rocket League,
Yeah.
it's free. You know what I mean? Like not just free because it's play. I actually mean like it's free. Like you can move around, you can do stuff. And when you play FIFA, it feels like you're in a situation where your team can only do certain things. Rocket League, you need to do fucking crazy shit. It's like real life. If you can play street football, you can juggle, do rainbow
whatever
flicks.
the fuck you want.
Do like loop-de-loops and shit.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to ask as well, real quick. I want to
Please.
take a little fucking pivot. I want to just ask because you've spoken a lot about how passionate you are in DJing, how much your shot kind of shaped the way that you love DJing, the community, all these different things. Would you ever? What would be your dream career? Would it be DJing, or would it be? Is there anything else that you're super passionate career wise that you would want to do?
I would, if I have, I'd mix. So a bit about me. So I shouldn't say that really all the time, but I really mean it. I would love to have. Now this is gonna sound weird. I want to help the community, but it's super annoying sometimes because I feel like you have to be a certain person to help the community, and what I would love to mix would be just DJ courses.
Right, so you'd want to be
anyone.
like almost like a DJ trainer, like create like a career in terms of like offering that kind of value.
The idea would be is that like a lot of people have lots of free time, or a lot of people don't know what to do, and sometimes music can show people what to do in life. So when I did your shot, I got to introduce so many new DJs, so many inspiring DJs that had already been DJing for years. And I just want to make a system where I would help people get gigs, help people play music, and help people, find their footing in the world. And the reason why I feel like that is because I just feel like we're missing something. Like, I feel like after COVID, people are so divided. People are so, locked in with themselves. And I just want people to, open up pre-COVID, like let people talk, let people communicate. I want more people in the scene. I want people, listening to new music. And yeah.
So you'd want to kind of have a career that offers like value to some sort of bigger community, something bigger than yourself, really. Is
and
what you're
also,
saying.
and also, what the Shook community did to me in a good thing. It was always good. It was never bad. And the Obnoxious crew did.
Yeah.
They just helped me.
Yeah.
They introduced me with people, and just being in these events, listening to people, seeing everyone, communicating. I wish more people did that. I wish more people would just say, "Hey, thanks for coming to my gig," or "Hey, thanks for coming by."
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing that. And whenever I go to big clubs like the Ivy, I feel like it's so corporate that I just don't feel like I can communicate with anyone.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like it's so divided. Like,
actually, I got a podcast coming out tomorrow because we're recording this. Well, I don't know what the date is, except like record this podcast a while ago because I got a couple backed up.
Yeah.
But I was actually talking about this literally with Frezzy, who's gonna have a podcast out.
No, I know Frezzy really well.
He's gonna be episode 5, and we literally said the exact same thing about Ivy as well, about how it's just there's nothing to it. It's just like a bunch of fucking like buff heads and like chicks.
And I feel like
gross.
it's so unfair because like I remember like I was with my mate and he looks like a drug dealer. He isn't. He just looks like one. He had so many girls coming up to him, and they were so like rude. It was like so rude. Like I was talking to him, and he was talking to my mates with me, and suddenly these random chicks or guys would come up to him and be like, "Oh, do you have any gear?" And he would look at them and be like, "No, I don't have any gear." And they would look at him and go, "Are you sure?" Or say, "Are you sure?" And I'd feel so bad. I'd be like, "Dude, like you don't get this in our scene. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
exactly.
if you want drugs, go
It's so ironic and kind of has that stereotypical double standard about how, you know, rave scenes are just drug fueled fucking
They're not.
dens.
They're
just
actually not.
dude. They're the complete opposite.
They're
I've
a
never
lot
seen
of-
so many sober people at events.
Same. Like the reason why they may seem like this because they have ADHD. So and I have ADHD as
Yeah,
well.
I think everyone.
So I think that's why we all fit very well.
well.
We all have these like certain social problems, but they're not social problems. Like I like to think of them as like they're not social problems. They're just perfect scenarios for the scene. And there are some people that just don't care. They just want drugs, and that ruins the scene for us.
It's just shit. Because then it just creates problems.
It
It's
does,
just like,
'cause-
you're not here for the reason that this is getting thrown. You're not here for the reason of why this exists. You're
Exactly.
here because you want to just be a fucking cunt.
Exactly, and I hate that feeling because like it just feels fake at that point. Like if you're going to a place to take coke, you're taking other drugs and shit. Like yeah, that's fine. But if you're gonna take these shit and that's all you're gonna do, you're in for the wrong shit. Go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like when I go to the base scene, when people are on drugs, I don't see it as they're here to do shit. They're here to do bad things. They're here because it sort of helps them. But at the same time, I look at like the Ivy and I see so many people on cocaine and rack, and it just makes me feel so gross. Like, and they're so rude, they're so mean, and even the ones that aren't mean, they want something back, and it's like I just feel so uncomfortable with that. I'm like, dude, like I just want to be here for the party.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, dude, you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah,
Dude, I want to loop around as well.
Please.
You mentioned it's another fucking pivot. I've been fucking taking this all over the shop today.
Yeah.
Except one thing you mentioned was you've been talking about Japan off mic. You talked about Japan earlier. I mean, and I want to link back to it because that fucking resonates to me. Because that fucking country, dude,
that country is amazing.
Fucking sick. So I want to hear about when you went there. How long did you go for? And is that the only place you've been to overseas, or have you been many other places?
I've been to America. I've been to Canada. I've been to England,
America.
France,
I fucking love
Italy.
America,
I don't.
Really?
I don't like America.
Oh, why didn't you like it?
It's really shit, in my opinion.
Really? Where'd you go?
I went to Los Angeles. I went to New York. I went to San Fran.
Yeah.
And I'm not an anti-America.
Of course.
but
Like, I mean, dude, different strokes for different folks, right?
But
Like,
when I was there, it was like being lied to. So, for example, when you're born in Australia, raised in Australia, you get these brainwashed American like drama where it's like, oh, America's not as bad as you think. It's kind of fun. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. The Simpsons are a great example of that. Like, even though it's a show about, it's like
The Simpsons.
you know what I mean?
The fucking what is it, like Plato's fucking book of humanity? Is that just the fucking Simpsons?
Yeah.
Like, the philosophical fucking deep dive into humanity,
Literally.
aka the Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Just fucking like so joke. But no, you are right though, because I had the same experience in LA where it was like,
dude, it's fucked over there.
oh, dude, it's fucking wild.
Dude,
I went with my girlfriend, right, and we go to like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she's just like kind of has this idea of, yeah, we're gonna go there and there's gonna be like celebrities, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be like the shit. And then we get there and it's just this fucking street with like stars, and you get along and it's just like, oh, Beyonce, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then pretty quickly we were just like, dude, how long are we doing this for? You want to go to Universal? It's just like, do you want to get high and go to Universal? It's just like, that's what you gotta do.
Dude, Universal, I won't lie, was pretty good. I went during Halloween as well. I went in America during October. I got to go to Universal and Disneyland, and I shit you not, in Halloween, that's where it pops off. It was the best time to go. Dude, I had people jump scaring me through bushes and shit. Obviously, they're not allowed to touch you, but they would try their best to scare you. And it was just like as a little shit, like a little 14-year-old being like,
yeah, you're just like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
There's like monsters in the bushes and shit. At the same time,
yeah.
it was like super surreal. It was like super fun as well.
Yeah.
So my favorite city in America is San Francisco.
San Francisco's sick. I have a funny story about San Francisco.
Same.
You go.
So when I'll tell you the story first.
Go for it.
So when I was the reason why I went to San Francisco was with my family. We went to San Francisco because of Alcatraz. And at the time, I was very California focused mindset. I'm not really New York mindset.
Yeah.
Because I like beaches. I like country. I like blue skies. I like nice flora and fauna. And
100%.
and I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sydney is like a great alternative to like California
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
has that like beach vibe. It has that
It's
cool
big,
vibe.
yeah. It's like big city, but it has the beach, and it's like.
And
got
also
the
it's
cool-
very
those
influential.
bits and
Like we
pieces.
have a lot of like stuff happening in Sydney. Like Melbourne has cool stuff, but and Brisbane has cool stuff. But I feel like Sydney is that like go to like with with like entertainment and shit. But
Yeah.
when I went to San Francisco, I remember we went and basically we got on a boat to the island, and I remember like people saying to us, "Oh, by the way, it's gonna get really cold." Me and my family had no idea what they're talking about. We thought they were bullshitting. We're like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
California's
You
so
mean
hot.
sunny California?
It's so
Nah.
it's so hot and humid. How the hell could this island be cold?" They're
Yeah.
saying bring jackets, bring jackets. Dude, I never ever listening to my parents after that. They
Yeah,
were
yeah,
like
yeah.
they were
The
like
first stage, you realize your parents can be wrong. You're like,
they
fuck.
and also like they were like super like, David, don't wear a fucking jacket. Just what are you doing? It's so hot in
Yeah.
here. And then like we got to the island. It was fucking freezing. I
Fucking
remember
hell.
thinking, oh my god, it was actually kind of scary because then you realize, holy shit, this really is a prison island. It's so cold.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
grey.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
totally opposite to California.
Oh, it's fucking wild. And I mean, I don't know about you, but like, did you ever play Black Ops 2?
I love Call of Duty Black Ops
Dude,
2.
fucking the map of Alcatraz, like that
Yes.
zombies map.
Dude.
Dude, I remember going around like with like my girlfriend, just being like, "Oh, and this is where this gun is, and then this is how you back up punch." And she was just like, "Dude, can you fucking shut up? We're at a historical
Do
fucking
you,
place
see
right
that sucker? Do you see that pack a punch machine over there? If you zoom in with a
now."
scope,
Yeah, she's like,
a jump
"You don't
scare.
understand. This is where one of the plane parts was in the cave." She's like, "Dude, can you shut up?"
Bro, that's where the cage is. Bro, if you open that cage and you pull this fucking thing, that's where the fucking zombie is.
Like, you don't understand. It's cool. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't cool.
Dude, like that game was so fucking cool.
It's so fucking sick.
That
I have
game-
yeah.
That game came out in 2012, and
Yeah.
I went to America in 2013.
Oh, so that's
and-
prime.
And I remember we went to Los Angeles because there's a mission where you're in Los Angeles, and it's near the end of the game. That's where Menendez makes that big like speech in all of America.
I'm so embarrassed that I know exactly what you're talking about.
You don't know?
No, I do know
Oh,
exactly
you
what
know,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
So-
I know like too much about what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
same. But at the same time,
like an embarrassing amount.
same. Like
know.
I played that game so many times to the point where I know not everything, but I'm like I can just if I say it, I just sort of see it in my head where it is. I remember like walking around LA. And I remember saying to my dad, "This is where Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was set." Oh my
He's
god!
like, you don't even fucking
Like, you
know.
don't even know.
Dude.
Like that's where the robots were. That's where the drones were. And my
And your
dad's,
dad's just like, you understand that this is like a fucking historical city, right?
And
It's
not-
just
and
like,
not just that,
you
like-
don't understand.
And this is that my dad actually said to me, like, "Dude, you're saying guns and explosions and terrorists and shit in America. Someone's gonna pull out a gun."
Yeah, yeah. It's just like,
And-
you're about to be in real
You're
Call
about,
of Duty, bro.
you're about to be in a real Call of Duty gunfight. You're bam, bam. And then when GTA 5 came out, it's a rendition of Los Angeles. And I remember like when the game came out, I remember getting these like feelings of like showing my parents like where we were, like
Yeah,
mom and
yeah,
dad, this is
yeah.
where we were. And my parents would be like, "Oh my god, this is so like lifelike." And then
Yeah,
then they'll see the Vinewood, not the
Yeah.
Hollywood. So they'll see Vinewood and they'll go, "Oh wait a second, where the hell is this city?"
yeah. It's so jokes.
dude.
Dude, that's
oh.
fucking funny though, because I have a very to loop back around as well. Like my fucking story of San Francisco is so different to yours
Please,
because
please,
it's like it was so funny because obviously because I didn't go when I was like younger. I went when it was from 2022 to 2023. So we were in San
Dude.
Fran at the very start of 2023 in
Dude, I feel
January.
like that was the perfect time to go.
Yeah,
literally.
really fucking good. But like we go right and we kind of want to balance between like going out, having fun, going to see things, going to do nature stuff. It's like I like a good balance.
Mhm.
So this particular day, you're in California, you have edibles, obviously. And we're just like, well, let's go watch the new Avatar movie and get high as fuck. So
Yeah.
we're just like, fuck yeah, eat our edibles. We're walking down, going to the movies, and we're just walking down the street and we see this guy, right? He's just kind of standing off the back of a building, just kind of standing there, just kind of looking down with his knees kind of bent, just like looking down with his hand down there. And I'm just like, what the fuck's going on with that guy?
Was he standing or sitting?
He was standing, right?
Yeah.
He was standing, kind of like knees bent, bit of bent, kind of
Oh,
leaning
yeah,
against the
yeah,
wall.
yeah, yeah.
And we get a bit closer and we realize that his pants are around his ankles and he's just like kind of flopping his flaccid dick.
Oh, shit.
just kind of flopping it. But the thing about it that was so fascinating was like, it was the most not intimidating dude ever. I don't think you can have a more like peaceful looking dude with his dick out on the street because it was just like flopping and I was just like, well, there you go. We're just like, yep, San Francisco, there it is. It was so funny because we were kind of high and we were just like, I was just like, what the fuck, man? I'm just gonna like keep moving. But it's like you didn't even feel like you needed to cross the street because he was just minding his own business.
Yeah.
It's like you were such a fascinating human right now. I want to have you on the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? What's up with that guy right now?
That guy would be on so much fentanyl. To the
I know,
point where
yeah,
feel
fucking
like,
San Francisco as well.
oh, bro. So I have a similar story to that as well, except mine was a bit more chaotic. So when I was walking around like San Francisco, and this was like, you know where the hills are, like in San Francisco, where it's like where the trams are.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I was
you go
going
up
into
the
my
hills and stuff.
apartment, and I was going to the Airbnb or whatever it was called back then, and I remember like this really, really drunk African American went up to me, and I remember thinking I was intimidated until he got really close to my face, and he was
Yeah.
like, and I thought he was gonna get aggressive with me, but he wasn't. He was actually like super friendly. He asked me, "Oh man, how was your day, man?" I was
Dude,
like, and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, bro, thank you, I appreciate it." He's like, "Man, do you have any alcohol?" And I was like, "No, sorry, dude." He's, "Oh man, that sucks, bro." He's like, "Where you from, man? You're not from America, are you?" And I go, "Nah, I'm from Australia." And he knew Australia. He's like, "Oh, I know Australia quite well, man."
Dude, Americans love
They
Australia.
do. Some don't even know where it is, but they
No,
say.
yeah.
But when you say the word Australia, it's like, "Oh my god, you're Australian."
Dude, it's so
To be honest,
funny.
we're very beautiful people. Like we are very sexy. Like whenever Australians come to America, we're immediately like invited to like parties and shit.
Dude, they fucking
Like
love it.
me and my family got invited in San Francisco to a house party, and they were playing cornhole. The first time I played cornhole in my life, and it was super fucking fun. I loved it. Do you know cornhole?
Not particularly.
So
no.
cornhole is, imagine like a board, like a cardboard board or
Yeah.
or a wooden board
Yeah.
on the floor, a
Yeah.
little bit tilted up, and there's like holes in it, the numbers.
Oh,
So it goes,
yeah.
I think it goes from 20 to 5.
Yeah, right.
And the idea is you have
like.
like 5 of these corn bags.
Oh,
And
right.
that's why it's called cornhole, because you throw it in the hole, and depending on how much points you have, etc. And I remember like playing it, and back then, like I wasn't allowed to drink.
Yeah,
and-
of course.
But my dad and my mom got super drunk.
yeah.
So they were like having fun and stuff. But at the same time, I love my parents. So if they do think I'm being mean to them, I'm not.
No.
I love you guys.
Never.
I love you guys too much. But at the same time, man, it was so cool. Then after a while, I remember thinking, man, this game is so cool. But I remember thinking we don't have any games like this in Australia. Close to me is beer pong.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, I remember thinking that was my favorite thing in California. Los Angeles was fake though. I remember being in Los Angeles and hating it. I remember like you go from California, you go from San Francisco, which is just super friendly. People talk to you. I actually went to so many museums and so many things in San Francisco, and Los Angeles just felt like fake. Like this is where the influences are. This is where everything is in like television and shit. So
Yeah,
I
my
feel
girlfriend and I played. We played an American bingo where you had to like find someone vlogging, find someone like was kind of like doing some random
that'd be so
shit,
easy,
like-
you know what I mean? That'd be the
Oh,
most
dude, it was-
easiest shit
yeah.
ever. Like, just go outside, there's someone with a camera pointing at their own face, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, literally, we literally got that. It was hilarious. It was like some 16-year-olds be like, "Hey guys, welcome back!" Like, yeah, and there was like one of his mates just like filming him. He was
Yeah.
like, "We're out here right now, guys. We're out here." I mean, I didn't stick around, but I was just like,
Oh.
"Yes, tick that off the
Tick
list."
that off, let's
Yeah.
just have some fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, New York. I remember New York being like, because I grew up with rap, so I remember thinking
Yes,
that's
kinda like your
that's
shit.
literally one of the birthplaces of rap, and I remember feeling super scared. Like I remember going through Manhattan and going through South Manhattan, and that's where like all the poor areas are in one of the big poor areas in New York, and I remember going to Harlem, and I remember being like super scared. That was like the first time in my life I realized Australia is really lucky to live here. Like you can go to the western suburbs and it's not that bad. Like it's bad, don't get me wrong, but it's like you're safe. You can pull out your phone. You can talk on your phone. You can like ask people what like where things are. No one's gonna push you away or say got lost or fuck off. But when I was in New York, I remember thinking, this is the first time in my life where I actually felt like I could get stabbed or shot up at any moment.
Yeah.
And at night, this happened in Manhattan at nighttime. I went to a play called The Fantastics. By the way, New York has one of the best plays I've ever been to in my life. Like seriously, like that's what got me into like theater a little bit. Like when I got into high school, I was like, oh, I want to do drama. because
Mm.
it was so cool. Plus, talking to girls, you know what I mean? Like, you can get to talk to girls.
Dude,
get
it's
to,
so
like-
funny. In Sydney, all like the fucking popular drama kids just pull. Whereas like that's just non-experienced anywhere else. Like if you go rural, dude, drama kids were the fucking bottom. But out like in like Sydney at like a bigger school, it's like, dude, drama kids fucking pulled.
They
So
did.
funny.
They did. And
I was
they,
not one of those drama kids, except I saw them.
I was in those drama kids as well.
Yeah.
I was put into plays and shit, but never got invited to after parties. So yeah, fuck me.
Fuck them, dude. Fuck
Fuck
them.
them. You know what? Those guys are losers anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck them, bro.
if anyone hears this from my school,
You should send it to them.
yeah, I should send this on. Be
"Hey,
like, you guys
fuckhead."
were fuck. Yeah,
Hey,
hey, fuckhead.
fuckhead.
I'm on a podcast. What are you doing?
That's right.
But at the same time, like, I remember being very like disillusioned because America was this like brainwashed in my mind as this. We are America. We created art. We created this. We created what you listen to, and it just felt so scary. Like, this is what
It's like a
America-
lot. There's just a lot.
Yeah,
They're just bigger and more and in your face.
Exactly.
And just a lot.
and
A
the
lot of
food-
problems, a lot of big things, a lot of like, you know what I mean? But in the good and bad, they got like the best shit, but they also have like the worst shit.
Yeah, and then
Same.
like when you go from like America to Japan, it's like very safe.
Yeah,
very
Japan
safe.
is a bit like that,
Because
100%.
when I lived in Japan for 2019 and 2020,
Mm.
and I didn't work there. I just stayed there. What I did was I just got an Airbnb. I just got as much
Mm.
money as possible and
Mm.
just lived there for a year.
How long? How's your Japan? Are you good at speaking Japanese now?
Nah, bro. So
Nah,
I
dude.
had
Google Translate that shit.
Google Translate, dictionaries, and just getting used to the language a little bit. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's massively downgraded from now. Like if I went back to Japan, I feel like I'd have a bit more trouble. But I know the phrases, sumimasen, konnichiwa, arigato.
Yeah, all the
You
good
know,
ones.
and once you get that, they see that you're trying. But
Yeah,
but-
100%.
But I feel like if I did live in Japan, like if I actually had a job in Japan, I would probably struggle. And I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
and
100%.
the xenophobic. I had experienced so much xenophobic in Japan, but it wasn't because like I was doing anything bad. It was just I would kind of forget that Japan's like sort of like a unique country. I was gonna
Yeah.
say weird, but it's like unique. Like you go
It's
to the,
very unique.
you go to the trains, it'd be super quiet, and I'd have people call me on the train, and growing up in Sydney, you just answer on your phone on the train. I've had Japanese people like tug me on my shoulder.
No, that shit doesn't fly.
That doesn't
over there,
fly,
no.
and
That's
I'm
not
thinking
the rules,
exactly.
bro,
And I remember
yeah.
looking, and they'll point at the sign, and the sign has like a woman with a sign with like her finger on her mouth saying
Yeah.
like silence or something, and it's
Yeah.
like holy shit, I forgot, and I immediately hung up.
Yeah.
And basically like yeah, but then like I experienced like a few Yakuza experiences when I went to the red light district
Oh,
in
they're
Tokyo.
wild.
I remember seeing like a bunch of Japanese men in suits and ties with gloves, and I remember thinking, oh, they're a boy band. And then I remember,
They're a boy band.
I remember thinking they're a boy band or something.
They're a boy band.
then-
The tip of their pinkies are missing. That's
I-
kind of
that-
a weird. That's a
Well,
weird thing.
That's what I saw. One
Yeah.
of the piggies missing. And I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah. And you're just like, okay, this is not a boy band. This is not a boy band. Oh my god.
Oh my
fuck,
god,
fuck, fuck.
we had to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, living in Tokyo was cool. I only stayed in Tokyo. Tokyo, you can do so much shit in a year in Tokyo. It's that actually big.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking wild.
It was in my opinion, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. But to answer your question, sorry, to go back in the
Yeah.
to travel question, I've been to Vietnam, I've been to Cambodia, I've been to Fiji, I've been to New Zealand, and I've been to did I say Canada?
Yeah.
So those like my favorite.
What was your favorite? What was your one favorite?
Vietnam, bro.
Nice.
The craft beers, the weather, the people were super friendly, dude. Like, okay, so are you ready? Are you ready for me to tell you this? This is gonna sound really weird, but
Go for it.
I loved history. I still love history, and
Yeah.
growing up, I learned about colonial history. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like, oh, colonial was good. It was actually fucked. Like when you got European countries, taking over countries and shit because they can.
Look, guys. All right, I'm gonna say it. Colonialism wasn't the best.
Wasn't the
It's
best.
just so funny. It's just like, all right, guys. I'm not gonna be the one. I'm just saying. Let the record show.
It's not the
I'm
best.
not here for it.
It's not the best, but it was bound to happen because the human world is fucked.
Yeah, basically. It's just
But-
funny. I just love the prelude of, look, guys, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best.
It
There
wasn't
were a
the
few
best,
knuckleheads out
but
there.
it happened, you know. And
Yeah.
I learned a lot about like French history and shit, especially like French colonial history. Dude, we, as humans, we are so fucking bad.
It's fucking wild,
It's
man.
disgusting what we did, and especially what happened in the Congo with the Belgians, and what Vietnam, what the French did to the Vietnamese, and what England did to Australia. It's just depressing. And when you hear, and you end with the Portuguese when they colonized Angola and Mozambique, it's just pretty wild, bro.
Dude, the whole place, because I know Vietnam is like has a lot of that too.
It has a lot of that. And when I was going there, I was a bit worried. I was like, the xenophobia is going to be crazy. And I remember going there, and they were super friendly to me. They actually spoke English to me all the time. And
nice.
I remember thinking, oh, they're going to treat me like shit one day. No, no bad experiences. I had a very good time in Hanoi. The capital of Vietnam is Hanoi. It's north. And Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon, as like some people like to call it, is in the south. And Da Nang is in the middle.
Yeah.
So where the Vietnam War was, it was in middle south. So from Da Nang to the Mekong. The Mekong is under Ho Chi Minh City. And I experienced so much cool shit in Vietnam. I got to shoot guns in Vietnam. I got to eat fantastic food. I got to drink 50 cents beer, like craft beers. 50-cent craft beer, dude. $1 martinis.
That's
Fucking
pretty
dollar
good
martinis.
effort, dude.
And the weather was cool. The environments were beautiful. And because I love history, I shouldn't say I love colonial history. I love
You can
buildings.
love history of
I
it.
love history, and I love learning about like the world. We need to. If we don't learn about the world, we're fucked.
Yeah, no, you have to, yeah.
And when I see all these old colonial French buildings everywhere, I remember thinking they're beautiful design. Yeah, they haven't been the Vietnamese haven't been keeping them in proper proper like,
It's understandable, but it's like you can still appreciate like
it.
architecture,
Exactly.
even though the history of like the building might not necessarily be something that you're not gonna fucking celebrate when it was put up and how it was put up, but it's like it doesn't mean that you can't like go and appreciate the history of it, like the history of like it's like history is history. You can't fucking change it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can like you don't have to be a fucking cunt and just be like, nah, dude, that shit was the best. But it's like it doesn't mean that you can't appreciate history as like a discipline.
Exactly, and I feel like growing up in an age where there's so much technology and so much internet culture, I feel like people are trying to shut that down to the point where like I try and not like bring up this shit because I feel like I'm gonna piss off someone or make someone get triggered.
Yeah.
It's not because I want to trigger someone. It's just I love history. I love learning.
You
about
can
the
love
world.
yeah, that's the thing. History is history.
Like-
it's just like
like-
you can't get upset about
what England did to India was so bad to the point where I feel so sad about what happened. But at the end of the day, like shit happens.
it's happened. You
Like,
should
like, if
learn
you look
from
at the Roman history, like the Rome history, where my ancestors are, we colonized Europe and North Africa, bro. Do you know how much shit we would have had to do? We would have had to done so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, 100%.
And then like when the Roman Empire fell apart and became the Byzantine Empire, obviously there would have been people who say, fuck the Romans, and then just having barbaric wars and shit. But at the same time, dude, like if we don't learn about the history, we're bound to repeat it. And I feel like that's gonna happen soon. I feel like we're gonna have another world war happening.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, dude, I'm kind of scared about that. I'm scared to have another World War III. Like what's happening in the Middle East, like what's been happening in the Middle East has been happening since the 60s. Like no matter what you can do, no matter what we can say, I just hope one day peace. It just goes for a peaceful resolution without bloodshed.
100%.
But humanity is so crazy, dude. Like like with football, like the reason why I love soccer is because it's the world sport and history shows the world, and we need more people seeing the world and understanding that. Look, what we're going through is a very dark period in our life. It's not the worst. Don't get me wrong. We're not in the dark age, but soon it will happen again, and I'm scared that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I wish it would happen. I hope it doesn't happen by the time we're 30. If it happens by the time we're 30, we're fucked.
I think at the end of the day, it's just like all you can do is just be a fucking good person. Do what
Exactly.
you can. Just do the little bits, and that's it.
That's why. That's why to bring it back to that. Like, why do I want to be a DJ? What would I do if I was a DJ? I just want to help people. I just want to bring people together.
100%. You need that.
No religion divide. No racial divide. No gender divide. Because I see us as human. Like when I smoke a lot of weed, I don't see us as humans. I see us as animals. We are animals.
We're just fucking animals.
We have like animals have foreskin. Animals have penises and vaginas.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I think I just found the title of this podcast.
Penises and
Dave loves colonialism and animals have penises and vagina.
And James loves listening to it.
Wait, no, that's the clip. You know, I put a clip at the start. That's gonna be the clip. Animals
James
just have penises.
James appreciates colonialism with Dave.
Yeah.
But
Talking about colonialism.
But yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
once we can figure out how to pick up sticks and stones, you know, crime has always happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Crimes against humanity always change.
That's it.
Sorry if it sounds depressing, but I love talking. I love communicating. Also, I just love being in the moment. And sometimes talking about depressive stuff brings people together.
100%.
Because
100%.
if you always talk about positive shit all the
Things
time,
aren't always
it just
positive.
Exactly.
It's not real.
Humans need to experience depressive stuff, and humans need to experience positivity.
100%.
It's just that balance. We need to get that balance.
100%. 100%. Yeah, Dave, I mean, I think we fucking absolutely smashed the time. That was great, mate.
Thank you, James.
It's funny, I'm not even joking about putting the start as animals have penises and vaginas.
Yes!
That is your opening clip.
Mom and Dad, if you're listening, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Please don't attack me when I get home.
Yeah.
And James, thank you very much for having me. I hope it wasn't like a really weird.
No, dude. No, that was great. Because the thing I love about it is like it's just very real, and it's like I enjoy having conversations with people that are just like real. Because it's like you have DJing, you have all this stuff, and like yes, it's like good to talk about. I love talking about it, but it's like at the end of the day, that's not everything, mate. Humans are a lot more than that. Humans have a lot more experience than that. I think it's really interesting to be able to connect with people about that. So I'm really fucking glad I had you in, mate.
Thank you, James.
That was a wonderful conversation, mate. And I suppose I'll fucking see whoever listens to this next time, I guess.
Please listen to James's podcast.
We're trying working out fucking outro. This sucks. So
the outro, okay.
That'll do.
The outro. All right. Shout out to James. Shout out to the community that runs this event. We love you. And to people that want to have a good time, music, bro. That's it. Just listen to music.
Listen to music.
And also, the biggest rule of life, and I'm going to tell James this as well. Don't be a fucking dick. Be respectful. Be loving.
Don't
be caring.
be a cunt. If you're a cunt, fuck off.
Exactly. And if you're a cunt, get the fuck out of here. Literally.
There you go.
All love and respect.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, bro.
Have a good day, bro.
Fucking oath. Stop that shit. There we go, dude. Fucking oath, man. That was fucking good, bro. That was good.
Thank you guys for having me.
Nah, dude, of course, man. It's always nice just like having just like conversations. Because you're right. It's just like you just like chat to cunts. Just like.